Had to get this list out there because I'm in the middle of leaving the country. I'm going to be gone for a month, but I wanted to let you know what I wore the most last month in November 2018. So if you want to find out what they are, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time landing on my channel and you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, you love watching fragrance reviews and you also love finding out about fragrances that other people are not talking about and discovering new brands. And also, you know, we do a lot of giveaways here, so participating in giveaways. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So most worn fragrances from November 2018. There's 7 fragrances here and there are 3 designers here. 3 designers and the rest are niche, but it's on the luxury side at this time, unfortunately, because this is what I've been wearing, even the designers. So we're going to start right off with number 7. This is from the house of Mugler, Terry Mugler, which is no longer Terry Mugler. And I recently did a video called Top 20 Mugler Fragrances. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure to catch that. But this was featured there, and it was featured at number 1. My number 7 most worn fragrance of November 2018 is Mugler Over the Musk, this one right here. What is it about this fragrance that I really like? Well, to me, it's a musk, which I'm really into lately. And also for me, it's mostly a skin scent. It doesn't, not a lot of projection happening here, not a big scent trail. So it's very, very close to my skin, and it's very, very personal fragrance. But what I like about this is musk plus ambrettes. There's a little bit of black pepper, but there's an underlying Mugler DNA here that I really, really like. Smells really delicious. You know, the Mugler DNA that we're all so familiar with, the gourmandy touches, the patchouli touches. According to the notes, it doesn't mention those, but I get that. Plus I get the black pepper and of course the ambrette and the musk. This is really, really good. Sometimes I want skin scents. I don't want something really big, intense, and projection and sillage and all that good stuff. I want something just for me. I just get overwhelmed, and this is perfect. Also, this is, I find this one to be more fall oriented, not for cold days, but again, if you like your skin scents and personal scents, this is perfect all year round. So if you don't know Over the Musk, you must know Over the Musk. This is Mugler's Over the Musk from the Exceptions collection of fragrances that are somewhat sold at Nordstrom's department stores, definitely online. Our Nordstrom's here in San Francisco doesn't have it, but some Nordstroms do carry them in their store. So check them out if you haven't yet. At number 6, we're going to a house that's mostly known for a fragrance called Tobacco. But this is a fragrance that I brought back from Italy, and I'm head over heels for it. It's so intense, so beast mode, and so overwhelming that I need just one spray and I'm done. And the house I'm talking about is Franck Boclet, a fashion house from France that has fragrances. And you know, the Tobacco is probably their most popular because I have a video on the channel and people say it reminds them of Tobacco Vanille, and yes, it does remind me of Tobacco Vanille, but Franck Boclet's Tobacco has more of a resinous touch. But here, what I'm talking about is Cocaine, this one right here. Now this is intense to the max, and I featured this in my top 20 beast mode sillage video, but it's not only about sillage here, it's about projection, it's about longevity and the performance. Overall, this is beast mode performance, whether you're talking about projection, whether you're talking about sillage, whether you're talking about performance. It's long lasting. Little goes a long way with this one. But this one is a very, very masculine tuberose. It smells like this very, very dusty, dry, very masculine tuberose. Don't think of something like Cardinal Flower or any tuberose fragrance that's very unisex or feminine leaning, because this is not. You can still smell the tuberose, but it's really intense. There are slight bit of bubblegummy aspects to this fragrance as well, and also sandy quality, like there's like grains or some sand in there, but it's just really big, intense, and I can't get enough of it. So if you don't know this one, check it out. It's Cocaine. I think it's perfectly titled because tuberose can be like cocaine. It can be addictive. It does have a very white, crystal-y kind of experience, and so I find it to be very appropriately named. So Franck Boclet Cocaine at number 6. So at number 5, the house I'm talking about is Abdul Al Qurashi, and this is a fragrance I featured in my winter niche fragrances video. This is Safari Extreme, this one right here. This is a recent discovery for me, but I'm head over heels for it. It is a very, very candy-like leather fragrance. There's something in here that has a very glossy, sparkly, crystallized candy-like quality to it, even though you have like a very Tuscan leather-like experience. Like a lot of people say this smells like Tuscan leather, which I can see, but it doesn't stop there. It's like Tuscan leather plus you have all these additional notes. There's lots of flowers in here, there's resinous notes, the oriental notes, and of course the experience is almost like crystals to me, like candy, but it's not like sugar sweet, if that makes sense. So it's very, very leathery and very herbal and dry. So one of a kind leather, I like it. It has a very, very oriental styling to it as well. Of course, it is Abdul Al Qurashi, the brand. So I recommend it. So if you can get your hands on this one, do so, because it is pretty darn good. So Abdul Al Qurashi, a lot of places sell this. At least I don't know who sells it, except I bought it from their website, and I had a 50% off discount at the time, and I'm glad I did, because this is pretty darn good. So Abdul Al Qurashi at number 5. Number 4, going to the house of Parfum de Malle. Once again, I'll feature this house, but this time I'm not featuring Carlisle, because I switched it up and I went with Layton Exclusif, this one right here. A really, really awesome flanker to the original Layton, because now it goes into a slightly Middle Eastern territory direction. Even though there's no mention of oud here, there's oud-like quality to it a little bit. There's also civet here, but it's about the apple, coffee beans, and very, very delicious. It smells so good. It's also beast mode. It's perfect. It's perfect for cold days, winter days. Just if you want beast mode performance and intense fragrances, that's the kind of fragrance this is. This is a house that I think is very, very popular in the fragrance community. There are other houses out there that are deserving of the hype and popularity because they are similar to this, but I like this house a lot. In fact, Harrod is my favorite tobacco fragrance. I absolutely love it. But this and Carlisle and Layton, even Wajan are top fragrances from this house. So this is Layton Exclusif at number 4. At number 3, we're going to the house of Louis Vuitton, our second designer, and this is Ombre Nomade, this one right here. I did a review of this one recently, and this one is a very oudy, leathery, saffrony rose. Excellent, excellent fragrance created by Jacques Cavalier, who is the in-house perfumer, just like Francois Demachy is the in-house perfumer at Dior. In fact, I think the two work really close to each other in the south of France, in Grasse. But I think this is the best fragrance that he's created, along with Orage. Sur la Route, Immensité are nice as well. Apogée is nice. Le Jour se lève. I have the entire collection, and I love this house. Even though some are not necessarily like groundbreaking fragrances, I love the wearing experience. Like Apogée is great for when you want something very light and refreshing, floral and fresh. You would go with something like that. But going back to Ombre Nomade, a great, great fragrance. It's made for the Middle Eastern market, so it's hard to find, but one day when I was at Louis Vuitton San Francisco, they said they had a bottle. So I said, can I have it? They sold it to me, and I'm happy that I got to sell it, to buy it. But recently I was there with some friends for an event, and they had no bottles available. So I'm not sure how they get bottles, but maybe once in a blue moon they'll be shipped a bottle, and as soon as they have it, you have to, you know, ask for it and buy it, yada yada. But this is a really, really good fragrance. It is on the pricier side, $300+ compared to the $250 of the original collection, but it's a good one. So check it out if you can. If maybe you are visiting Louis Vuitton, and ask them, maybe they have it. Maybe they can order it. I'm not sure about that, but maybe they can order it. But I was glad to have this one. So this is Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton at number 3. So this next one is from the house of Frederic Malle, and recently I really fell in love with it, and I had to get a bottle, and I've been wearing it, and I've been speaking about it on Instagram and things like that. but I haven't really talked about it much here, although I featured it in my top 15 Frederic Malle fragrances video. This is Promise, Wa'ad, I think is how you say it in Arabic, and man, this is one of the best fragrances from this house to me. Once again, it's created by Dominique Ropion, and it features rose, it features apples, it features cinnamon or cloves, it features papyrus or nagarmotha, I think is what it is. And the combination of the notes comes off like you're smelling like fermented apples, turned into like cider, you know, boozy cider, because this fragrance is very boozy, or even something like Calvados, like really intense boozy apple brandy or whatever. But it's so delicious. It's so good. Recently, I was at an event, a party, Christmas party, and then I kept smelling this fragrance. Somebody was wearing it, and I said to her, I said, "Are you a perfume lover?" Because most basic, like, people that I run into don't wear fragrances like this. I had to ask them. She said, "Yeah, that's one of my only things that I spend a lot of money on. I don't spend money on anything else except for perfume." I said, "You smell like a Frederic Malle fragrance." She goes, "Yeah, I'm wearing the one with the Arabic writing, because this one has Arabic writing on it." There's 3 of them now. There's the Night and then also Dawn, but this is Promise. This is the only one without oud. And I said, "Is it Promise?" She said, "Yeah, I think that's the one." But she smelled totally like this. But you know what I liked about this one? It's the fact that the fragrance smells like the barrels that they age brandy or things like that. It smells very much like that. So it has a very woody, oaky experience. But man, it's so good. Check it out if you can. If you like boozy fragrances, this is definitely one. The apple is also pretty big here too. So Promise at number 2. And last but not least, I think it's been number 1 last time too, but I can't get enough of it. It's Dior Homme Parfum, the masterpiece fragrance that is no longer being sold in the States, because apparently Dior only wants to market it in Europe. I think only Europe, but maybe other parts of the world as well, except for the USA and North America, Canada. But man, I can't say enough good things about this fragrance, because it's just a masterpiece fragrance. It's very, very delicious. It's iris, it's rose, it's leather, it's ambrette, it's musky, leathery, lipsticky, intense beast mode designer fragrance. Best designer fragrance on the market now, even though it's not available here in the States. If you can get it, it's available in Europe. Get it, because I think it's still the best designer fragrance. For me, it's the best. I love it. And I think a lot of you agree with me. Some of you think DHI or Dior Homme Intense is better, but this is the best. For me, it's the best. That's why it's number 1, because I keep wearing it. I love wearing it. And that's the list. 7 fragrances most worn in November 2018. Guys, what did you guys wear most last month? And also, what are you going to wear this month and next month, or what are you wearing? Because it is now finally, winter is just around the corner, and we're going to need to pull for our very, very long-lasting winter-ready fragrances. So let me know what you're wearing or what you wore last month. Let's get a conversation started, and hopefully we'll do this in January for December's list. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please list below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.